Tara participou de um programa da BBC onde 6 apaixonados por moda foram levados para a Índia para trabalhar por um mês em fábricas que exploram seus funcionários. Depois dessa experiência, ela teve certeza que queria trabalhar com moda, mas com o intuito de mudar essa realidade. Foi assim que Tara decidiu começar a trabalhar na empresa de sua mãe, onde entrou e deu uma guinada sustentável na marca, que faz roupas com tecidos antigos e peças upcycle no estilo rockabilly e pin-up, dos anos 40 e 50. Seus vestidos podem também ser encontrados na famosa rede inglesa Topshop. Veja a seguir a minha conversa com ela.
Involved with a TV program that BBC did, where they took 6 young fashion lovers over to India for 4.5 weeks, and with absolutely no clue what they were going to do, apart from that they knew they were going to experience how the fashion industry works.
Yeah.
And we were working in all kinds of sweatshops and factories over there, producing clothes for the UK high street. And some of the factories were what's considered really good quality factories, but it was still really hard work. And then some places we were working was like in the slums, and it was really tough, and we encountered child labour and really bad wages and really bad living conditions, and people who would literally live in the factory, who were sleeping on the floor next to their machines and living a really tough life basically. And it was a real shock. The label was already running. My mum was running it while I was at uni, and I was helping her out a bit, you know, when I was on holidays and stuff like that. But then when I came back from doing the programme, I became really passionate and really involved with the ethical fashion movement, and I was, luckily for me, I was invited to loads of really special events, and I was giving talks about my experiences there, and I met some really incredible people, became more and more excited about what was going on. And then when I graduated from university, I went into business full-time with my mum and brought all of that with me. And a lot of the way that the business was running before was pretty much exactly the same anyway, but with my presence it's become really specific and really clear, clean cut, and now we've spent the last kind of year and a half growing. These designs, this classic style has been in fashion for 70 years now, so it's not going to go anywhere. It's just true style, and the fabrics we use are all reclaimed end-of-roll fabrics. Some are vintage, some are newish, but they're all pre-consumer waste, so they're waste from other designers who don't need it. And then also we do upcycling with the cardigans and jumpers, and we use vintage buttons and trimmings and things like that as well. And everything's produced locally in London and sourced locally in London, so it's all about keeping everything local. One of our jumpers, which we get second-hand cashmere jumpers, quality and other quality wools as well, and then we put these collars on them and the ribbons, and then we also do the cardigan version as well, and we put these buttons on. Well, with recycling, it's like you take something that's a waste and you start completely from scratch. Like in some cases you can completely, like with paper and metal and plastic recycling, you completely melt it down to nothing and start again. With the fashion, what lots of people do is they'll take something and then they cut up the scraps and patch it together, and it's something completely different. Whereas the upcycling is taking something that's in its original form but giving it a new lease of life, making something a bit different to make it more relevant, to make it feel new, so that it's not rubbish anymore, it's something that's new. My mum, who I run the business with, was making 40s dresses, just one design in loads of different fabrics, again the same kind of way that we do things now, but it was just this one classic dress. And one of the buyers from Topshop saw it and loved it and said, would you be interested in doing a collection for a younger audience, because these were much more older, sophisticated dresses.
Yeah.
And she said, would you consider doing something a bit more fun for Topshop, for a younger, more commercial audience? And then we did it.